Here we go. All right. So, hey everyone, it's Dorca, and today I am here with Rogerio Ferraz. Did I say that right?
More or less, the double R's that have the sound of age, so it's Ferraz, Ferraz,
Ferraz.
just like my
Rogerio
character
Ferraz.
Gaha.
Okay. Um, and what's cool is that he is a Brazilian comic
Yes.
artist, but not only comic artist. It looks like you've got multiple. You've created multiple things for your project. So tell me, what are you working on currently? What's the name of your project?
My official work, what pay me is for, it's my job in animation. So I work in cartoons and cartoon animation from to some cartoons to Discovery Kids called Earth to Luna and Charlie the Interviewer of Things and so on from for the TV Penguin Studios.
Mhm.
First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me for this interview. I'm
No
so glad to
problem.
be here. And I'm so sorry, my English is not that good. I'm trying my
No,
best. Sorry for the grammar, the spelling mistakes.
nah, you're doing fine.
Thank you.
So, you are working on a comic called Zero Metal.
Yes, this is for my own. It's not for my studio where I work.
Mhm.
As I said, I'm currently working on Earth to Luna and Charlie the Interviewer of Things. It's a TV series, cartoon TV series. And in my free time, I created my own project called Zero Medal. It's a comic book series project, and I have plans to create a game too, and animation in the future. I hope so because it's too expensive. But let's see how things go.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed from looking at your website is that you have comic, you have a little bit of animation done for it, and you're working on a video game as well for it. Why do you why are you making multiple properties for it? What's the thinking behind it?
The first one was the well, first idea was to create the comics, the series. Then, because back when I created the characters, I was just 14 years old, so I didn't like what I created at that time. The design I didn't like it. The story I have to improve myself to be to be able to improve my project. So I started working on animation. I would like to work on comics, but I couldn't at that time because there was a publishing house here in Brazil that was publishing Disney comics at the time. It's called Editora Abril. It would like a April comics, so like something like that. And they was producing here in Brazil the Disney comics. But when I grow and I tried to work there, they closed it because didn't have more Brazilian production. They only get the American comics and translated. Then I started to worry about it. I didn't have a job to look. There was no internet there back in the time, so I started animation, and it was good. I really happy to able to work in animation. So that's when the things changed to animation too, because I have the experience on animation. So I wanted so badly to animate my characters, and then I started the animation first. It's the animation that I have on my website. You can see Zero Medal blogspot. There's the first animation I did, and then I thought that I was ready for start the comics. I got a good story. I got a good drawings. So then I started the comics. That was the first idea. After that, I'm trying games because I always was a gamer. I love games since ever the Atari
Mhm.
and Nintendo, Sega Master System, Genesis. I gone through all of them. I have a Sega games collection here.
Nice.
Saturn, Dreamcast, I have them all. And I always loved games, so I wanted badly to learn how to create games. And that's how the project is now, currently now. I'm finishing the third issue of the comic. And after the third issue, I'm going to work only on the game. And then after the game, I will be continuing the comic series.
Okay. So what was actually, let me pull up the site. I want to
Sure.
share because I do want to ask what was your what was some of your inspiration for this character? We have a tiger here.
Yes.
What was what was your inspiration for this guy?
The main character is called Gaha. Like I said, the double R's are the sound of age here, so it's Gaha, no Gara. And back that time, I was 14 years old. The world was dominated by mascots. We have Sonic the Hedgehog, who was a huge boom, and my main inspiration to create Gaha was this character here. Let me show you. Don't think you know it. Bubsy.
Okay. Is who's that? Bubsy?
Bubsy from Genesis.
Okay, I don't know this one.
When I played this game, I love it so badly that I have to. Well, now it's time to create my own character, just like Disney does with Mickey Mouse. And like everyone has the main character. Like Sonic represents Sega, and a lot of like Bugs Bunny. And I thought, well, I'm going to have characters in the future, but I have to create my main character that represents all of my work. Then it comes the idea to create a Gaha. I choose the tiger just handle from a figured album, and we didn't have a lot of tigers in the media back in time. I think Disney have the tiger from the bear.
Oh, the Jungle Book.
No, another one from the bear that loves honey.
Oh yeah, Tigger.
Tigger, yes. Tigger, and they have that tiger from the Kellogg's cereals.
Mm-hmm.
And but yes, Tony. And we didn't have a character like Gaha, so I wanted to create it. I started Tiger random, and because we didn't have it, and because I love tigers too.
Okay, cool. Did you have to reference a lot of pictures of real tigers before deciding on his design, or did you just make it up off the top of your head?
Yes, I have a lot of reference, real tigers, but I try to mix a lot of characters from that time. So I started, the first version looks like a lot of boobs. I think I can show you it here in a book.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The first version is a lot of. He looks a lot like Bubsy, the first reference I told you. Then I trying to mix a lot of characters that I like so much. So then, through the time, it comes to the version we have today.
Oh, that's so cool. That's great.
So it's a lot of character mixed. We have this fat arms like Mega Man and Astro Boy. We have his cheek. It's like Uncle Scrooge, or like he have his head. The shape is so much like Uncle Scrooge and Sonic the Hedgehog too. And the story is a mix to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We have a reference on Saint Seiya, Knights of Zodiac.
Yeah, classic.
We have a lot of mix here.
A lot of
All
classics.
things that was success at the time.
Yeah, it's great. So, what is the story? Well, what's the Brazilian title of this? I have zero medal because I guess that's the English version. What would it be in Brazilian or
It,
Portuguese?
it's translating it would be Medalha Zero. It's like this in the
Yeah.
poster.
Okay.
It's the same zero medal, just medalha is have an age and an
Mm-hmm.
A. Just removing this, it
Okay.
will be the same.
All right. So, what's the story of Medalha Zero?
The story Gaha was created in a lab because I wanted back in time. I didn't want to create just a random character from the animation world. You know, I would like I wanted something like a more realistic story, like turtles, Ninja Turtles. They are mutants, but of course, I didn't want to copy them. So I created the version that Gaha is created in a laboratory, in a lab, in an alien lab, and he was created to use the powers of these metals that they use. Those metals have every metal has a unique power. Like if you have the metal of sun, you have the powers of the sun, so you can create fire and heat. And if you have the Neptune's metal, you have the power to create winds, because the strong winds we have that in that planet. I think is the fastest of the solar system. We
Really? I
have
didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, and I think and we have the Saturn Medal, the user who managed to learn how to use the medal can create rings to attack, and so on. This alien science created Gaha to find the hidden power inside those medals. There's a hidden power called Zero Medal, that is the power of creation, the Big Bang power, and he wants badly to unleash this power. So he's creating those experiences, mixing human DNA with animals DNA. So how this is how Gaha born to be a fighter, to harness this hidden powers inside the medal, the Zero Medal. And the story goes when Pandora, who is a human character here in Brazil, he's a police officer here in Brazil, in São Paulo city. So she is looking for her missing brother, who disappeared mysteriously 3 years ago. And one day she just received from a stranger one of these medals, and the stranger just say, "This is from your brother, and keep it." And he just disappeared after that. And that's when the evil scientist, the alien scientist, sends Gaha to kill Pandora and retrieve that medal. But Gaha arrives at Earth with no memory. He lost his memory, and he falls in love with Pandora. Then where it all begins.
So much for the mission. Nice. So, well, I mean, I'm very curious. I think it's great that you get to work in animation as your main job, and then get to do comics on the side. That sounds pretty ideal. It's like the dream.
Thank you. It's pretty fun. Yeah.
Nice. I guess. I guess how do you, for your comic, for this personal project, is how do you make time to work on it when you work a main job? Like, how do you schedule your time, and when do you have time to work on it?
Yes. In my main job, it's from 9 to 6 p.m. So at night, I work on my Zero Medal project. On Saturdays, I'm free to work on Zero Medal projects. Yeah, I only rest on Sundays because I'm human too.
Good.
I
That's
have
good.
to get a free time for my own when I play video games and stuff.
Definitely. Are you playing any good games and any good ones now? Any new games?
I'm playing Shenmue 3 that I helped on Kickstarter.
Oh, cool. Oh, you supported it?
Yeah, I supported.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm playing.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm playing it currently.
Nice. I heard about that game. Someone had made a video talking about it, and then I found out that the creator was doing a Kickstarter. How is it so far?
It's cool. I didn't like it, the stamina thing. This is a new thing. I didn't like it because the older games didn't have it. I don't like when the character is tired and I have to feed him because I already have to do it with myself. It's the new thing. I didn't like it, but the rest it's going pretty cool.
Nice. Nice. So what's your process for drawing your comic from beginning to coloring, like all the way to the end?
The first thing I do is to create the story, so work on the story. So I created, I write what's going to happen in the edition. Then I created like something like thumbnails for like a storyboard for the comic. I use InDesign for that, and just sketch drawings, really fast sketch drawings. And when I'm good with the story, I started to really draw. I have a sample.
Oh yeah,
here.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
These drawings are from the issue 1, the original drawings.
Oh,
can you see that?
Yeah.
This is the cover.
Yeah.
So after the storyboard, I draw the layout. This is the layout pages.
And that is, what size paper is that? What size?
A4.
A4, okay.
Then I scan all the drawings, and the line art I do using a software I'm used to use in the animation industry called Toon Boom Harmony. It's not made for comics, it's made for animation, but I'm so used to work on that I prefer to use it, so I could manage things to work in comics. It's not the best options, but as I said, just because I'm so used to it that I prefer to use it than learn a new software. It was lazy, but it's working. Then after the line art, I do the colors of the characters in the Toon Boom Harmony too.
Okay.
After the character is all done, colored and shaded, and the lightnings, we have. This noise is heard that.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you could do that. It's a plane passing.
It's okay.
Cool.
After the character is done, all line art and colors and shades and lightning, then I export in a PNG with transparent, and I import in the Photoshop because the backgrounds I pay for another artist to do.
Okay.
Because I would it would take a lot of time to do comics to get done. At this rate, I do 1 issue per year.
Okay.
If I do all the backgrounds, it will take you 2 or more years to be done. So it's too much.
Sure. And how long is each issue?
60 pages.
Oh, that's good. Wow, that's more than American issues tend to be.
Oh, really? I don't have the notion.
No, yeah, American issue comics tend to be 22 to 24 pages.
Oh.
Yeah, and then once you start to get to about 64 pages, then you're moving into graphic novel length.
Oh, it's so different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
No, go ahead, finish.
Because here in Brazil, of course, we read American comics, but a lot of times they made a huge pack, not single issues with just 20 pages. So
Mm.
have a full saga in don't know, more than 100 pages, a
Yeah.
compilation.
Yeah. Yeah. They do those at, like, I guess at the end once they've put out multiple issues, and then yeah, they
Yes.
compile everything together. I prefer I prefer more pages. I can understand shorter pages is easier and faster to produce, but I like more. I like a full book.
Yeah,
And
me
60
too.
pages is great. So speaking of that, what I don't know, how is the comic industry in Brazil, like the mainstream versus the independent? Is there yeah, what's it like? What's the comic industry like in Brazil?
Yeah, just like that, we have the huge ones like Marvel and DC, but we have another companies that represents DC and Marvel. We don't have official DC Marvel. We have I think Panini, a Brazilian publishing house called Panini. It's actually I think it's Italian. I don't know for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but Panini is representing DC, Marvel, even Brazilian like the Monica's Gang, famous is a famous characters here. Here, Panini, I think it got everything. They are the top publishers.
Okay.
There are a lot of there are, but Disney is in another. I don't remember the name,
Mm-hmm.
but we have a Disney Comics here too in another represents.
Mm-hmm.
So we have here in Brazil we have this huge uh, companies of comics, but you have the independent scenario too. We have conventions, uh,
Okay.
fairs. I don't know the name. Convention.
Convention? Yeah. Like the big, yeah,
So
conventions.
we have conventions when the independent comic publishers can show their work. We have a
Nice.
huge one called the Comic Con Experience, just like
Mm-hmm.
the one in Los Angeles, the Comic Con Los Angeles. Not as
Mm-hmm.
big, of course, but I think we have the most number of public, the people, the people in the world. We have
Mm-hmm.
in the Comic Con, but of course, in the San Diego we have more attractions, more things. It's more cool, I think.
Okay. Well, so um, in a lot of ways, making comics is easier than making an animation. But is there anything that is challenging about comics that that you find more challenging in comics compared to working in animation?
More challenging. Well, I think it's more challenging is create comics because in animation I only give life for the characters, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't create the stories. I just I'm just like an actor acting with the script done.
Mm-hmm.
So to the comics, we have to create everything from the beginning to the end. So I think it's the challengest thing, but it's the cooler too. It's great. I love it to do it.
Definitely. And when did you, I guess, feel ready? Like you've had this idea for your story for a long time. When did you feel ready to finally start making the comic itself?
That was a really hard part to achieve. Uh, I think it was from beginning from the story. The story was so bad. The main idea is the same. Gaha was created like a villain. He has to be a hero to save the earth somehow. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how. This is the main problem in the series. Then the story started to get better when I created Pandora,
Okay.
when Gaha falls in love. But there's a earlier version when Gaha lost his memory. That was a way to he become a hero too.
Hmm.
Then the new version has both. He lost his memory, he falls in love. Then I thought, well, now it's working. The both versions are better. And Pandora's story is really good because she is just not a girl who have to be saved like April O'Neil from Turtles.
Hmm.
She is strong. She's a police woman. She is a strong personality. She turns into the main character a lot, and I like it. It's That's when I thought the story was good to be published. And the
Okay.
characters, the final design characters, when I think it's when in 2013,
Hmm.
when I get the final version of the characters that I liked, then I thought that it was good to publish too.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Oh, I was thinking it was when you were saying that I had a question. It was oh, I forgot. Maybe I'll remember it later. Um,
It's recorded, so take your time.
exactly. Um, I guess it was about this. It was something about the story I wanted to ask, which was I forgot. I'll have to come. I'll have to think of something. Actually, yeah, I remember. So when you're working on the story, do you ever get stuck for ideas that you have to take a break from it, and then eventually you'll figure maybe you're stuck on a problem, and then you figure out, oh, now I know how to solve this for the characters.
It happened a lot of times through the years. Sometimes I took this break a year or more to have no. Now I think I can do a better version. Uh, After I think in the 2013 that I told that I have the final version of the characters.
Hmm.
I think I wrote 17 versions of the script.
Oh wow,
So I changed a lot.
yeah, wow. So it takes a lot of patience too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have when you're working? Do you have any other comics or books that you like to reference while you're working? Like just other stories that also keep you inspired
Sure.
while you're working.
Uh, like I said, one of the inspirations was Ninja Turtles, but
Mhm.
we're not with a fragile April O'Neil.
Mhm.
Another inspiration is a, a comic called Superman Hunter Prey, I think,
Hmm.
is in English. And it was a three issues edition.
Mhm.
It tells the story of the Doomsday, how he was created, and I really liked that comic. It was a great inspiration to make the posing, the layout of the pictures, the squares.
Mhm.
So, and I like the way they split the story in three. So I'm going to make Zero Medal always story arcs by three issues too. Uh, there's a lot of comics like Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac. It is
Mhm.
a real inspiration too.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that for the Zero Medal, that's the inspiration.
Mhm. Nice. Yeah. So, um, tell me about the video game. Is the story of the video game going to follow the comic, or is it going to just be a separate thing, like a separate story, even though it's the same characters?
It's going to be something like the fourth issue, but
Okay.
it's going to be a little different. Uh, More or less the same story, but with some difference. It's going to be a beaten up game like Streets of Rage and Battletoads. I'm working on Unity because I found a lot of tutorials over the internet about how to make the games on Unity. How I want to learn how to program, and I'm
Mhm.
learning. I choose the Unity because of that.
Okay. Yeah, that's wow. I mean, it's what's really cool is how you developed multiple skills, not just drawing, but animation, designing your own website, and now designing video games.
Yeah, here in Brazil, we have to do a lot of things at the same time. I
Okay.
have to know a little of everything.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. So, how do you know how many issues you want Zero Metal to be?
I
The whole
wanted
story?
to be, yes, I wanted to be 23. I
Okay.
have I have all planned, but I don't know because one for per year I'm going to be 60 when I finish.
Oh,
Maybe I will take some shortcuts to making less issues. I don't
mhm.
know yet, but the main plan is to make 23
Okay.
episodes.
All right. And I noticed you have a shirt with Gaha
Yeah.
on it. Are there any more available? Can people buy them?
Sure. At the Zazzle, I will provide the link after.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Please do. Yeah.
And
And oh no, good.
yeah, the store, the online store called Zazzle. I think it's Zazzle, the
Okay,
name.
got it. Yeah. And you said you're running a Kickstarter for issue 3 right now, right?
Right, but it's a Brazilian version of Kickstarter. It's not it's called Catarse.
Interesting. Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
have the
provide the link.
yeah, I have the link you provided for me, and I'm gonna add that in when I put the video up as well.
Thank you. I don't know if
Maybe
worldwide can work. If can, I don't know how it works outside Brazil.
yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm really curious about how how you're seeing this website.
Yeah. I have to. I know. When I had a chance to look at it, I have to see. I think it was in English when I pulled it up.
It's
Or
in
no, maybe it
Portuguese.
wasn't. No, maybe yeah, maybe it wasn't. But oh yeah, no, it wasn't in English. But it's an easy to follow website. It's very like you said, it's very similar to Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And usually my Chrome will usually offer me if I want it translated. So it'll sometimes translate to English for me. I have to try it.
Ah, cool.
So how many more days are left on your campaign?
I think 60 days. I don't remember exactly. 60 or 80.
Okay. So a lot of do a lot of your friends and family know that you're working on this?
Yes, the most of the supporters are family and friends. I gotta thank them a lot. They support me ever since. I
Hmm,
can't remember. And thank you all, my friends.
that's great. So would you say is Zero Metal for kids or is it more for adults? What's the target audience?
It's for young, not kids, but not adult. It's young, teenage
Okay.
audience. I think it's the same of Knights of the Zodiac, but we don't. I don't put blood on the fights, and we don't have the sexual appeal like it's showing Pandora in some posing. You
Right.
know, like the
Yeah.
the,
I thought
the
comics.
comics do.
Yeah.
So, but we have a lot of fights, so it's not for young kids because the punches maybe strong for the ages,
Mm.
but like that.
All right. Do you so this main project you're focusing on. Do you have any other story ideas that you want to start or are you going to wait till you're finished or are you going to yeah, how do you stay focused on one story? Cuz
Uh,
yeah, it's hard.
I'm focused on Zero Medal, but I have other two projects. One about a vampire. I don't know the name yet. Maybe it's Vampire Vengeance.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm still working on the story, but it's going to be more like this. I'm going to put blood and more for the adults to
Mhm.
read. And I have a lot of another project to kids call it the Cretaceous. Is it
Mhm.
Cretaceous, the dinosaur period?
Oh, crustaceous, I think.
Crustaceous, yes.
Yeah.
Crustaceous.
There you go. Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
have this a lot, not this project for
Mm.
kids, I think you can see the. I don't know if I have a link, but I can provide to you see the characters.
Hmm.
I'll put them in the chat here.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Feel free, yeah, to drop anything, and you can always email them to me after, and I'll make sure all that
Sure.
information.
I'll send you
Whatever.
after.
Yeah. So when does your campaign end? What's the last day?
Campaign. Let me see. I don't remember.
We've got a little bit of time, but I want to know the date.
Let me see. Until 14 April.
14th. Okay. Got it. Okay. I want to make sure to add that in. And so, okay, so you have other story ideas that you want, that you have. Are you writing them now, or are they just still ideas in your head?
I write something, but before I started the comics, because the Fox now is in Zero Medal comics, so I didn't have time to work on the other projects. So sometimes it comes an idea that I write and then think about it, but not really working on that now. But I really want to work then with them in the future. Let's
Yeah.
see how things goes.
Yeah. Like, how do you ever have days where you don't feel motivated to work on your comics?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
It's really hard because I work in animation all day long, and then I have to work on Zero Medal at night. Sometimes I just want to turn on the TV and watch something on Netflix or play the games. It's really hard to keep focus, but I'm just going forward. uh, Sometimes I take a break, read a comic, but just for a few moments, just minutes. Then I get back to work.
Okay.
I think a thing about the Brazilians that we Brazilians never give up.
Okay. Okay.
That's really true.
That's good. That's a great quality to have.
Thank you.
Huh. So, I guess so. Even so, when you're not feeling motivated, you just is it more about discipline or about motivation for you? What's more important, I suppose?
I think it's a bit of both. Both. Of course, I need the motivation to go on. Uh, Something about my character Gaha too. I want to show this motivation for everybody because Gaha, it's just like I said, he never gives up, even when he's badly injured. It's like Rocky Balboa from the movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Seiya character from the Knights of the Zodiac too. So I wanted to to show everybody this never give up feeling, and I hope you inspire people around the world.
Awesome. Excellent.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, it's I like stories like that have those underlying messages that inspire people. I enjoy those personally. Because sometimes it's better. Like you might hear that advice from a friend or a family member, but sometimes it it's when you hear it in a book or something, like it actually sticks with you and then you follow
It's
through.
true. I agree. It's true. Some lessons we learn from cartoons and comic
Oh
books
yeah.
rather than in real life.
Have you learned what important lessons have you learned from some cartoons?
Well, this one, Never Give Up, from Seiya. Let me see how to be. I don't know the word in English. Ethic.
Mm.
Is it correct? Ethic. Don't
How do you,
don't do bad things to achieve your goals.
okay, okay.
I think I learned that from comics too.
Mhm.
Uh, Moral things. I think I learned a lot with Superman comics. Uh, you have a lot of different character like Wolverine. He's cool, but he's so bad, and with Superman is so correct. He
Mhm.
tries to be an example, and I like that that uh, how he worries about how people will get inspired of him, and how people get try to be his best, inspired by him. Example.
Okay. I'm going to kind of flip it on you a little bit. Are there any villain characters that you like or that you sympathize with
Uh,
more? No.
I watched recently. I watched the Sonic Boom series on Netflix, and I think Robotnik Eggman is great there. I had great laugh, so now at this moment he's my favorite villain.
Okay.
He's so funny.
Nice. Because if you I don't if you've noticed, a lot of this, like tons of superhero movies are being made, but you lately, it's, at least before the pandemic and things closed down, there seem to be more movies about villains being made.
Yeah, like the
Like,
Joker.
yeah, like Joker, the Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like it seemed that audiences seem to like villain stories just as much as the heroes. So that
Yeah,
was
it's true.
interesting. Yeah.
But just because the script is really good,
Mhm.
I don't think the Harley Quinn went that good like the Joker. The Joker is
Yeah.
amazing. The Harley Quinn movies, including especially the last one, the Birds of Prey,
Yeah,
is it?
that's what it was. Yeah. I haven't seen it.
I didn't like that one. I watched
Hmm.
it. It was just. It seems to me that I was watching a cartoon, and
Hmm.
a really bad episode.
Okay. Well, I heard they're doing, oh, well, no, they're doing a sequel to Suicide Squad. And then apparently there's a director's cut of the first one. I think that's coming out. I don't know.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, I think something like that. Either, or there, at least there's talk that there is a longer version of the first Suicide Squad, which might be a good thing because the first one was not good.
Yeah, I agree. In the
Yeah.
first one, I liked it how the character, the Harley Quinn, was
Yeah.
created, but some things in the script didn't work for me, like
Mhm.
the motivation. There, the character of Will Smith. I don't remember. Shot
Uh, Deadshot, I think.
that shot, yeah,
Mhm.
that shot. There's a scene where he just don't kill Harley Quinn. He could just kill her and see, I think, his son. Come on,
Yeah.
I would kill her too.
Yeah,
That
that's a,
scene was so bad. The
yeah,
bar
yeah,
scene
it was,
too.
yeah, it was, yeah, the editing, I guess it's the way they cut the story. There's just certain, just, yeah, what I think what happened to certain characters, they died too quickly, or, and yeah, the story was a bit weak.
Yeah, it was a good idea, but
Yeah.
went not working in the script.
Yeah. Like, um, yeah, any villains in Zero Metal who, I don't know, who do you think, like, who's one of your favorite villains in Zero Metal that you like?
Yeah, I like Saber. His name is Sabre. I don't. I think he would be Saber in English. Oh,
Mhm.
by the way, all the characters' names in Zero Medal
Mhm.
have a meaning in
Oh,
English. Like Garra is claw in English,
okay.
but in Portuguese, Garra means grip too. Like
Okay.
it's a feeling, not just claw, the physical claws.
Hmm.
It's a feeling like you have to be strong. You have claw,
Hmm.
and the sombra is shadow,
Hmm.
and juba is mane, and pintado would be like is not painted, would be spots, I think, but because of the spots. And so all the characters, Dr. Menchi is Dr. Mind. It's a
Hmm.
similar word too. And answer your question will be Sabri, because Sabri is a rival. It's a white tiger. It's
Okay.
a rival to Gaha, just like would be the, I don't know, like Wolverine has Sabretooth.
Hmm.
So a lot of characters, rival characters, I think they are really cool. So they're the best villains. Like, I don't know, Metal Sonic to Sonic, or Shadow the Hedgehog to Sonic.
Right.
I think
Okay.
they're the best.
Okay. Nice. Um, what issue does Sabre? What
Mhm.
issue does he arrive?
Sabri is going to just have one participation in this third issue, but
Hmm.
he's the main character of the fourth.
Okay. Um, so, oh yeah, and how? Well, just in general, how? Well, for one, it's good that you're staying safe during the pandemic, staying home. Do you still have to go to work into the office, or do you work from home?
I know I'm working from home. Everybody from Penguin, PG Productions are working from home.
Mm-hmm.
It's going great. They even like it at how things are working. So I think maybe after the virus is gone, I think we will be from home. We continue working from home. Maybe we have some people of the crew there at the studios, but not how it was before.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I think, especially here in the U.S., and probably like mostly big cities, that's going to change a lot too. Most people are going to work from home. Do you have to? Do you make sure to stop working? I know you say you work from 9 to 6. Do you still maintain that you stop at 6 o'clock so you can work on Zero Metal?
Yes, the company have a trust that I'm fulfilling that time, but
Mhm.
also we are online at the Skype, so we can talk to directors and other people from the crew.
Mhm.
So we have to be online at the Skype. So if the directors or the supervisors want to talk about anything with us, we have to be available
Okay.
at that time. But we have they control the production. Like I have I think it's 5 seconds to create it in each day. So I have
Mhm.
to produce 5 seconds of animation each day.
Oh wow.
So it's how they control, but they are not uh, talking about I don't know. They're not so bad. I don't have any camera supervising what am I doing right now. I don't have a bug in my computer.
That's
You
good.
know, it's based on trust.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. Because like you said, you work. I mean, well, you work um about 8 to 9 hour workday. But yeah, I know a lot of people who have started working from home. Some of them realize they work more than the 8 hours. Usually they work some 12 to 16, like the full day.
Oh,
Um, yeah, more. So like working from home, they work more than they would if they went to the office. So, um, so I guess so. Actually, what the different ideas you have from Zero Metal to the Vampire Vengeance and the other idea, what genres are each of these in?
oh, the main difference, I think, it's the age group, because one
Mm,
is to teenagers, one it's gonna be a bloody vampire, so the other is for kids. I think the main difference is that they are a lot different projects from one from another. And the story about the vampire, I don't know yet how it goes, but the first idea is, like I said, a revenge.
mm,
So he is just a regular guy at the beginning, and his girlfriend is killed by a vampire,
Mhm.
and that vampire see he fighting a lot to save his girlfriend, but
Mhm.
as a human he couldn't do anything. But the vampires saw that fighting spirit, I would say. So
Mhm.
he decided to turn him in a vampire too,
Okay.
and and then he started his revenge, because we still remember how the vampire killed his girlfriend,
Mhm.
and he wanted to kill every vampire in the world.
Mhm.
And he will be met a girl who is a vampire hunter too.
Okay.
They are going to in this adventure together.
Okay. Okay.
The Cretaceous, I don't remember the words. Cretaceous,
Oh,
Cretaceous.
crustaceous.
They are dinosaurs, and
Mhm.
the main idea is what if the meteor was just somehow not hit the Earth, so the dinosaurs would be
Mhm.
would I don't remember the word in English.
Like survived.
Evolution. Yes, they would survive it, but they evolution evolute they would evolve instead of the humans. So
Mhm.
all the human history would happens with the dinosaurs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. Um, I'm trying to think. So I had another question. Oh, so your issues for Zero Metal, are they only available in physical copies or can people read them digitally?
Yes, they can. Let me show you one of them here. Zero medal to you see
Yeah.
the size and everything.
Oh, that looks great. Yeah. What did you use to print?
Offset, I think it's 90.
Excellent. Yeah. I
The
love that.
cover is cards.
Mhm.
I think it's, I don't remember the grammaturus. I
Yeah.
think it's 300. The
Okay.
card, the cover card
Okay.
with the special thing.
Yeah, that looks great. Oh.
And we have it, the like the ebook. We have it online too. So I think in the English version we have only digital for now at the Comixology,
Mhm.
and only the Brazilian version has the online, the digital and the physical too. I'm studying how I could make the physical versions in USA too. I really don't know yet.
Mhm.
Uh, by the way, I accept tips if you know how to do it, because if I it would be so expensive to produce here
Mhm.
and to deliver by mail
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I don't know yet how I could manage that and still
Yeah.
study.
Yeah. I wonder how that works. I feel like shipping
Yeah, the
costs.
shipping would be a fortune.
Yeah, I mean, and shipping in general just always costs more than you think, and it's not hard to predict. It just depends on the weight, but yeah, it's always more expensive one.
Sometimes more expensive than the issue
Yeah.
itself. There's a problem here too.
Oh yeah. But do you feel like I don't know, I guess are there things in your story in Zero Metal that are specific to your culture versus American culture, or is it pretty universal that anyone? I mean, I think anyone can enjoy it, but do you have any specific references to your own culture in Zero Metal?
I think it's really universal, since Zero Medal happens in São Paulo. That's a Brazilian
Okay.
city.
Mhm.
It's a big city. I think it would be like New York in some
Mhm.
aspects, some ways. We have the criminal too, like New York. So it's a big city with a lot of criminals. the little lot of peoples and buildings. So it's universal. But I think the only problem would be the language. Language, I think the only problem would be the name. Is like I said, Gaha is a really is it's really hard to say in another countries. I think the other names too.
Hmm.
Uh, Maybe if I just translate the names, but I don't think that it's cool because the Japanese comics they have a lot of strange names and we get used it really like
Yeah.
say Shiryu.
Yeah.
We have a lot of strange Japanese name. Somehow we get used to them. So I wanted to somehow export our culture in that way, in the names, the names of the cities like São Paulo. Everything happens in Brazil.
Hmm.
There are things that are going to happen in Rio de Janeiro too,
Hmm.
in the Amazon forest too.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I think we are exporting in Zero Medal because the story, the language they use, the talk, I think it's all pretty universal.
Awesome.
Everyone can enjoy it everywhere in the world.
Great. There. It's a lot of, yeah. A little weird lighting, but
Yeah, it's strange to see the sun yet.
yeah.
Here the
Yeah,
sun
yeah, because
goes
it's
down a lot of time before.
yeah, yeah, it's what, like 8:30, 9 o'clock for you?
Now it's 4 to 9,
Okay.
almost 9 o'clock.
Okay. It's not too bad. Um yeah, it's, I mean, it's fine. Like, it's easy for me, I guess, to be flexible because California, I'm kind of behind everyone. So for some people it's night and for me it's daytime, so I have more time to meet. Um I don't know. Okay, well, how about any advice for someone who, like, maybe like you, has a character or an idea that they've had for a long time and never, or were too scared to start it, but are finally thinking about it? What's any advice you would want to give someone to start their own comic series?
Well, I think the better way to lose this afraid is, I think it's better try another story. Keep your main character if you love it so much that you're afraid to show the world, you're afraid of the critics. So start with another character, but do something, and
Mhm.
then learning from that project. It would be a graphic novel, just a one-shot story,
Mhm.
but do it. Produce, show to the world, show everyone you know, and you have to be mind have your mind open to critics.
Mhm.
uh, you have to filter too because there are people who just will say, "Ah, that's bad," but why it's bad? You
Mhm.
have to learn how to listen to only the good critics who will say, "Well, this is bad because the story is not working that part. You could be better like this way," so on. So you gotta be open minded to it, and so like I said, if it hurts when you're using your main character, just create another story, and you will learn a lot from it.
Okay. Do you do you personally, do you still have any fears before about putting your work out there? Yeah, do you still have any worries about, what people will say about it, or just maybe that the story isn't good? Like, what are you what are you worried about?
Well, my most fear here is quite the contrary because I have a lot of friends, and when I talk about Zero Medal to a friend, he read it and well, he says he love it, it's great, but I think I keep thinking, well, he said that because he's my friend or he really like it, you
Mm,
know. I keep thinking about it, so I think the hardest thing to me is to see a real opinion,
hmm.
because people here are very kind.
That's good.
Uh,
I mean,
well, at
it's
least
nice to do their kind,
at
but no.
last to Zero Medal, they are really kind so far.
Okay,
So
good.
so I really I want to see the bad critics too, so I can learn. And so now I don't have afraid of that. I have afraid of not learning. I have afraid of what they are not saying about the comics, but because I rather know what it's wrong with Zero Medal, so I can improve.
Awesome. That's great. I don't know. Is there anything maybe that I haven't asked that you want to be sure to say or talk about today?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it applies to SA too, but here in Brazil we have a problem that we think that the greats are cool, like DC comics are the best, the Marvel comics are the best, but we have a lot of great independent comics good too. But we have a lot of bad comics too. So they take the bad comics and think out all the independent comics are really bad, but because they only saw 2 or 3. But we have to. But I would like to ask you to take a better look, but because you will find something you will like, not just follow the big ones.
Definitely. I like that. I 100% agree.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't know. I want to say well, for starters, thank you for coming. And I don't want to take up much more of your day. This was great. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So glad to
And
be talking to you.
yeah, and also let me know anytime when the next issue comes out for Zero Metal or any new projects you're working on. Feel free to let me know and come back on the show. Would love to talk with you again.
Oh, thank you. The third issue is going to be out, I think, in June.
Okay.
I'll take a time to translate it to English because I need to pay an English revisor. My English is not that good, so I have to translate it and then pay someone to review it. So maybe a month later, here in June. Then a month later will be available in English. Then I will start working on the game project. As soon as I have a beta game, it would be cool to see you guys playing and saying what you think about the game, so I can improve it and make it better to you all.
Yeah, that would be cool because it's very, at least for me, it's very rare, especially for independent comics, to have a game to go with them. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to close out here and say thank you again for coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And best of luck. Keep working at your projects. I look forward to seeing what you come up with next.
Thank you. I will let you know for sure.
Definitely. Please do. All right. I'll see you.
Bye bye. See you.